Coming up on 9 News Mornings, hundreds of flights canceled and delayed at Denver International Airport this morning. A mix of holiday travel and snow is a disaster for travelers. It's not easy for everyone to stay out of the cold, especially people who are experiencing homelessness. Places are staying open to shelter anyone who needs a bit of warmth. And as those shelters are filling up, more migrants are coming to Denver. The city says resources are nearing a breaking point. Plus, as we near the end of the year, we're taking a look back at some of the best stories of 2022. 9 News Mornings starts now. And we want to get you started with a live look outside. I-70 and the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels here is where we're looking. Not really seeing any cars out there, which I guess is probably the safest bet right now, because I know at least my drive in through the metro area was dicey on some side streets, all of the good things. Good morning, Erica Jordan and Ed with you on your Thursday.
On a very cold Thursday morning.
Indeed, 13 below right now at the airport. That's not a wind chill. That is the direct temperature.
Wow.
Off the thermometer, and we've got the light snow out there going as well, and we will see that off and on today. Probably not get above the 0 mark.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It's going to be, yeah. However, the nice thing is it's not going to last all that long. Tomorrow will be about 16 degrees, and just in time for Christmas weekend, we're in the 40s and 50s. So think about that as you take a look here. This hazy, foggy condition, that's a little light snow that's falling right now. 13 degrees at this hour, and we remain under the wind chill warning, and that is for most of the state except southwestern sections of Colorado. So you can see the low pressure system. That's the storm. Here's the cold air, and it's just driving right into the eastern plains of Colorado. We're at 13 below, but Aspen Mountain is reporting 23 above. Just can't get that cold air up over the hill. So you can see we will see that snow end. We'll see sunny skies. We'll see a little snow over the mountain areas. Then we'll see sunny skies once again. And then we have another little system that come into the northwestern sections of the state. The mountains get some more snow. So decreasing clouds in Denver today, 4 below for the high. Then for tonight, mostly clear. With those clear skies, nothing to hold the heat in, so we really get cold. 19 below, but it won't be a record, believe it or not. And then 16 on Friday. Here we go with the moderation. Partly sunny skies, 45 for Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, it's 52, 51 on Monday, and look at your Tuesday, almost at 60 degrees.
Hard to believe on a day like today, Ed. The weather is causing delays and cancellations at DIA. Right now, FlightAware is reporting 33 delays there at the airport. There are currently 292 cancellations. Now, make sure you check your flight, though, before heading to the airport. And we'll be getting a live update a little bit later on in the show from one of our crews who is heading to the airport right now. Our advice to you, if you can, avoid going outside today. Frostbite, of course, can happen very quickly, and it could turn serious before you even realize it.
Frostbite is where you have actual ice crystals that form inside of the tissues, both in the blood vessels and the cells, because the extremity, the finger, the toe is exposed to too much cold.
While we are familiar with red, pale skin, and numbness, you can also get muscle stiffness. That's something doctors say to be aware of. Mild frostbite can be treated at home with warm water, emphasis on warm. But if it's severe, the skin will start blistering and its color can turn dark brown or even black. And at that point, you will need to see a doctor right away.
Emergency warming centers will be open across the metro area and beyond today. The Denver Coliseum is a 24-hour warming center. The city's rec centers and libraries are also available during regular operating hours for people who are trying to warm up. Boulder is also taking steps to keep people safe during this frigid weather, expanding shelter capacity and turning the East Boulder Community Center into a warming center through Saturday.
Really concerned about folks sleeping outside. Obviously, this is a life-threatening storm, so we want to make sure that everybody is aware of the resources and that everybody is safe inside over the next couple nights.
Both Boulder and Denver say they will have outreach workers on the streets over the next day or so, letting people know of the various options where they can stay warm. Boulder is also providing transportation to help people get to those places. You can always keep an eye on the forecast with our 9 News app. It's free to download on the Apple and Google Play stores.
Well, Denver's mayor warned this week where there will likely come a time when the city won't have the capacity to help more migrants coming here from the southern border. Mayor Michael Hancock says resources are really at a breaking point. And Steve Steger asked him what happens when the city feels it's run out of room.
This has been an incredible effort. The city of Denver now estimates to have spent some $2 million in shelter, transportation, food, and other costs.
Denver is asking for funding offered by the state to pick up most of that cost, and will ask the federal government to reimburse some too. But that number is a stark reminder of the cost of this humanitarian crisis.
We also have finite resources. We don't have, open chests of resources that we can constantly pull from without endangering the financial viability of the city.
Overnight, 110 more migrants arrived in the city of Denver. 780 of them remain in emergency shelters run by the city and their nonprofit partners. That number represents about half of the 1,400 plus the city has helped since December 9th. And it shows that people are moving on. Denver's Human Services Department says they estimate about 50 to 60% of the migrants who've arrived have plans to move on. Plans challenged by current conditions.
Our buses are getting canceled yet again because of weather other places, so those who had a plan to move on are staying put for now.
The city says it has no way of knowing how many people will arrive here each day, but the mayor acknowledged today there is a limit.
There will come a time, I hope, where people will understand that we have, just like in anything, we have finite resources, and we are going to have to make a call based on the resources that we have available.
He just can't say what will happen when that limit is reached.
We don't know yet, to be honest and candid with you. We don't know what that looks like. We are trying to discuss, imagine scenarios, what that might look like. But obviously, we not only want to be as humane as possible to accommodate those who are not only coming into our city as migrants, but also those who are unhoused in our city.
Steve Steger reporting. Now, the mayor also says that temporary shelters in 2 city rec centers were meant to be just that, temporary. And he says there are ongoing discussions about how to transition from them. He wouldn't elaborate on exactly how, though. Hundreds of migrants are lining up at the U.S. border waiting for Title 42 to be lifted. Title 42 was used during the Trump administration to limit the number of people seeking asylum in the U.S., initially in the name of COVID precautions. The Biden administration continued to use it as well, but the timeline has been caught up in court cases, and it was set to expire yesterday. However, the White House wants to wait until after the holiday. In the meantime, Texas National Guard members have set up barbed wire gates in an attempt to turn people back. The cold weather is also a concern at the border. Forecasts are calling for below freezing temperatures throughout this week.
New overnight, we've learned former Denver Bronco and Super Bowl winner Ronnie Hillman has died. He was just 31 years old. He had been battling a rare form of cancer since August and was placed in hospice care. His family released a statement overnight, reading in part, Ronnie quietly and peacefully transitioned today in the company of his family and close friends. We as the family appreciate the prayers and kind words that have already been expressed.